What's up, boys? We're back. Week 1 is in the books. This was a pretty crazy week, to be honest with you guys. And we just rolled with the punches. Okay, so let's start with our P&L. So Monday we did not take any trades, and we'll talk about it because the market was just choppy as fuck. There was no setups. And hold on one second. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so Monday we did not take any trades, sat on our hands. It was day 1 of the challenge, and we just didn't want to get into anything messy. And then on day 2, which was Tuesday, we took a fucking 12K loss, boys, and we will talk about it, okay? It was pre-CPI day, so the market, not always, but most of the time, is pretty range-bound before a big news event like CPI, which is the interest rates, inflation rates. And we overtraded. We tried to buy the dip, and then we flipped short, and we got squeezed up on like an idiot, and we'll talk about it. Okay, it's fine. Shit like that's gonna happen. I did not stick to my original plan, right? Because I took Monday off, and I was like, okay, this is choppy. I was anticipating us also being choppy again, but I was like, fuck, I haven't traded. I want to take a trade and do something. I want to get some points on the board. And I fucked up, okay, and I paid for it. Wednesday, again, we took one short, one long. It was a break-even day on CPI. I was actually up a fair amount on this day, but I was letting my trade kind of develop and work, and then they slammed it down, and I got stopped out. It is what it is. Yesterday, we took a nice short on US 30. We had PPI data come out yesterday. They pumped the market, and then they fucking slammed it down, and we caught that slam down, and we were done for the day within 30 minutes. I'll take 11 grand in 30 minutes any day. And then today was a wild one, guys. It was a wild one. At one point, we were up like $25,000 on today's trade. But we were looking for that home run trade. It had all the signs of home run on it. And I'll show you some live trading clips here in a moment of me explaining what I'm doing, why I'm in this, how much I'm scaling in, where my stop loss is at, where my take profit is at. If we would have hit our target today, we would have passed the entire challenge on one fucking trade, trading the trend, the overall picture, breakout, etc. It would have been like a 30K trade. But it's fine. You know what I mean? I will take a mediocre win, right? In hopes of hitting that home run trade that will come. It will come once or twice a month. And today had all the signs of it, and we'll talk about it. Okay, so we're ending the week plus 3% in profit. $9,700 on the week. Not a bad start. I think at the pace that we're going, if we don't do any stupid fucking shit like we did on Tuesday, I think we can pass phase 1 by maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, I don't know. I'm shooting for anywhere from 100 to 150 points, right? And we know how I trade. It's all breakouts. I've been switching things up a little bit. And we'll talk about it as time goes on because we're trying to leverage percentage-based risk. We're not trying to fucking make a quick $500 or a quick $1,000. On today's trade, let me show you this, guys. I was only risking $3,000 to make $30,000. Okay? So look at this. I had one position here. Came all the way down, I covered some. Then the market started breaking out again. I added more to my position. Instead of my stop being up here, Now my stop was here for everything, including the one that I had already running. And then down in here we started to peak out again, and as soon as we started to come back down, I added another fucking position and I moved all of my stops to this high right here. Okay? So we still made $14,500 on this trade. But if we would have hit the target today, which was this low right here, we were about 100 points from hitting our take profit. We would have passed the challenge on one good trade, boys. One good trade, okay? I just wanted to leave that here so I could show you guys, what I did. I'm gonna add the live video here in a moment where it shows like me being up like 10 grand and then 16 grand back down to 10. Now I'm up 18, 20 grand. The fluctuations in price, they will happen when you scale up, but you can't think about the money, you guys. You gotta think in percentage-based risk. I'm risking 1% to make 4%. I'm risking 1% to make 2%. I'm risking 1% to make 5%. In this case here, guys, I was risking 1% to make fucking 10%. When I got into this second position right here, let's make this a different color. And it started to go like this, and it started pushing up right here. I would have stopped out of this trade. This would have been a minor loss, and that would have been the end of the trade right there. I'd been done for the day, Friday. I don't care. I was only risking 3 grand, 1%. But look at this entire downtrend, boys. You mean to tell me that this is not a seller's market right now? The momentum is to the downside until we find a base. There will be a bounce in this market at some point, but I was targeting the low down in here. Since we cleared this recent low, look at this daily bar. We were targeting this day's low down here, boys, and it's like clockwork. Like on this sell day here, they took out this low, the next day it bounced, right? This sell day here, they took out this day's low, and the next day it just chopped around. So you got to target bigger picture moves, bigger picture ideas. Just like I said in the last video, in the beginning of this series, we are looking for bigger picture ideas where we don't have to worry about scalping. Okay, we want to make 10%, 20%, 30% on the account. That's the goal. We don't care about making just 10 grand, right? Or just 20 grand. No, if I can pull fucking 30% return on this account, that's $90,000. Think about that. And we have a 90% profit split on this, okay? So we just got to take it one day at a time. So I'm going to cut to the film of the live trading. It's about 3 to 5 minutes per clip. But ultimately, we did get stopped out at the end of the day on this push. I'll take it. It is what it is. I was going to swing it overnight, but I was taking a look at the S&P 500. We just hit a weekly level, and I have a feeling that's probably why we stopped selling on the others, because we hit a weekly low, and we tend to bounce off of weekly levels before reversing back to the upside if we're in a bull market. And if we're in a bear market, we tend to hit weekly highs and continue back down, okay? So it is what it is. I'll take the money. We'll get back to work on Monday. But let's cut to the live video, and then we will end this video with the rest of the week, what we fucked up on and what we did well, okay? All right, boys, a little bit of a live trading session. I mean, I'm already in the position, but I want to talk about psychology, and I don't want to make this fucking long because it doesn't need to be. But the point is, when you get an opportunity like today where you see there's a lot of range between liquidity levels and areas of the chart where you know the market could potentially reverse or keep going, you got to let it play out. can't be a little bitch, okay? US 30 does not fuck around, okay? So I don't want to make this too long, and I'm just going to add this to the recap from today. But in the morning, before the market had opened, I had said I will be looking for a flag setup into daily liquidity below. Okay, so I was looking for the market. Asia session or London session started up here, and they just sold the fuck out of it. Okay, so I wasn't going to chase the lows. I was going to look for some sort of bounce off of this area where we found a short-term bottom. Ideally up into the fibs here or the 5-minute 200 for a potential rollover on the next leg during New York. Okay, so that's what I told the guys in chat that I was looking for. Again, we're taking a much different approach to US 30. We're not scalping this fucking thing trying to grow a small account. No. We're trading with large capital, so we have to formulate ideas and targets that make sense risk reward wise. Okay? So anyways, currently I'm in this position. You can see again we had this downtrend that it's respecting. Initially I got in on the short right here as this candle started to break under this trend line, and we'll talk about entries in the video today, but I just want to show you my first take profit because I was in two positions. I took one off the table down here at a previous daily low, which you always got to pay yourself so you can stay composed. Okay, this daily low is where I took my first profits, and you can see that today we hit that level, right? This level here at 38,348. And what did we do? We tricked some dip buyers to buy here at 38,348. So I had a half position open, and then as soon as I saw that we were continuing this downward pressure, I got in another position and added back what I took off, and now we're in again for the next wave. The target is down here. Okay, so what it does between where it's at now versus the target and our stop loss is irrelevant. Don't be a little bitch, okay? So I have reminders to remind me of certain areas of the chart. I'm also looking at NASDAQ because NASDAQ could potentially hit this daily low or this daily low and bounce and cause US 30 to bounce. Okay, so whoever hits their level first is where I want to take profit or take majority off the table. But for the most part, there's no reason to buy NASDAQ here, right? And if you're short, like, you should take money off the table here at this most recent low. But the ultimate target for big money is down here at this low from PPI yesterday. Okay, so again, I don't trade NASDAQ. I only trade US 30, but we always got to pay attention to both sides of the playing field to see who the fuck's going to hit their level first. So what it does between now and those levels, I don't give a fuck, okay? Currently, we can take a look. We are up 17,000 right now on this trade. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Some people would say, take the money. But a lot of times they don't understand that trades like this don't happen often. And when they do, you need to let them play out. The 1 out of 5, the 1 out of 10 that you have a strong momentum of selling or a strong momentum of buying over the past few sessions, you're with the trend. Let the big money push your position. Don't fucking get all scared and shit, okay? So our balance is at 296. We took some losses this week, but we'll talk about it. We're looking to exit on a big drop here, and we'll be done for the day. We need to pass phase 1, and we're just doing it one day, one trade at a time, but you need to maximize the opportunities, okay? So I don't give a fuck what the market's doing. I don't care about my P&L. I don't care. I'm watching the chart. All right, boys, just a little update on where we're at, okay? Just been patiently waiting. That's all you can do. You don't need to sit here and look at the chart every fucking tick. You know, I do other shit, fucking clean or do laundry or feed my kids or do whatever because I know I'm in a position and I don't need to sit here and watch it, okay? Like I said in the previous video, I'm still waiting for NASDAQ to get down into this area to potentially take profit on US 30. should US 30 not make it to our destination down here. Okay, so earlier after our last video, the market started to rally and put in higher lows right here. Okay, but what does that mean for me? Does that mean just get out because I'm afraid of it reversing? No. Flip it on its head and think the other way. Imagine you were in it, you were not in this trade, and you're like, you want to try to get in somehow short so you can capitalize on that trade because you know that we're probably going to hit this level. I fucking added more size here, guys. So now we're in 3 running fucking positions. Okay, as soon as this thing started to put in a high here and then crack this fucking level, still respecting the overall downtrend, you better believe I'm gonna go full fucking balls deep in this thing, okay? This is an opportunity that we need to capitalize on, and if it bounces, try to add some more. Very low risk add. Because let's say we added here and it started to rally back up, we can cut that small add and still have a profitable trade from the ones that we've been in, okay? So yes, the concept is small losses, small winners, huge big winners when the opportunity is there. Not every day. This kind of setup doesn't come every day. But when it does, you need to identify it and you need to fucking sack up and grow a fucking pair and fucking maximize that shit. Okay? So as it sits right now, we're up 21K. Does that mean, oh fuck, I should just get out? No. I had no idea that we were up 21,000. Sure, I can look at the chart and I know unconsciously that I'm up, but do I know how much I'm up? No, I don't care because my target is down here. I know where I want to get out. Fuck the money, fuck your emotions, stop being a little bitch. Again, boys, all we can do is wait. Wait till we're proven wrong. Wait till we're proven right. That's all we're doing. Alright, boys. So you saw the psychology part while I was in the trade. And it's pretty fucking easy, guys. If you learn to disconnect your mind off the money and you just think in terms of probabilities and accepting the risk and being okay with not being correct, the goal is to let the market prove us wrong, or we hold until our target is hit, right? We can take money off the table. I'm all about paying yourself along the way for sure. But a lot of the times we don't get massive sell-offs like today. We don't. We usually get this kind of shit. This was Monday's price action. Look at this, up, down, market opens right here. It pulls down, it's like, oh, just kidding, comes back up. Then they take the high up here and they slam it back down and they're like, oh, just kidding. And they fucking jam it back up. By this time, you should already know that, okay, this is a fucking mess. This doesn't make sense. The market doesn't know if it wants to go down, right? And buyers don't know if they want to buy it up. So I didn't take any trades this day. None whatsoever. At all. I mean, look at this. We had NFP the day before on Friday. But look at this. This is the selling I'm talking about with US 30, boys. It usually will end at the lows with big selling days. So you got to take advantage of that shit and pile in. You can't be a little bitch. If anything, size into it and just take partials all the way down. Don't take all your money off, right? If you're not used to adding to winners, or you have a hard time clenching your cheeks as you ride it all the way down or ride it all the way up, just take partials. Don't add. Just let your winner keep going, right? If you take like 5 contracts, take off 2, take off another one, take off 2 more, and let that last contract fucking go. But anyways, US 30 tends to be an aggressive fucking whore, and when she picks a side, she doesn't fuck around. Okay, but this was chop on this day. We didn't take any trades this day. Here was the day that I fucked up. So hold on, let me actually pull up my stats from the broker that shows how we're doing in terms of metric wise. Okay. So just take a look at this real quick. Oops. Let's just take a look at this. So we're up 3% on the account. We had some fuck up here, but now we're pushing all-time highs. At the peak of today, we were at 320K. We were $4,000 or 1% away from passing. See how we need to hit 324 to pass this first phase, which is the hardest phase to pass? That's why I was letting that bitch ride, bro, because it's not often we get an all-day fader or an all-day trender to the upside or downside. It's not often. We can see here on Monday the 8th, we took 0 trades. So you can see this right here. Let me make this smaller. So you can see Monday, no trades. Tuesday, we took a almost 5% loss. Wednesday was a break even. Thursday, we made 4%. So these are the metrics so far for the account. And we'll continue to go through these metrics, over time. Because again, you don't need to win every single fucking trade, but you do need to capitalize on opportunities that are made available to us. Okay, so let's take a look at our statistics. Our best trade is $11,000. Our worst trade is $3,700. Our average win is $4,200. Average loss is $1,658. Our risk to reward on average is 2.5 to 1. And we have a 34% win rate right now. And that can be chalked up to the stupid shit we did on Tuesday. So let's talk about Tuesday, okay? So for now, again, we are up 3% on the account. Let's just continue to do what we do best, and that's continue to move forward despite winning, despite losing. Every single morning is an opportunity to do better. Whether you win or lose, it doesn't matter. You just need to fucking show up and execute. So look at this, okay, boys? Here was the overnight session here, and here's when the market opened. I should probably put the volume indicator here, but whatever. We can see the time at the bottom, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. I saw this move right here as it was forming, and I was about to pull the trigger and sell this fucking thing, but it was so fast, and I was like, oh, it's probably gonna bounce a little bit, at least some sort. This was me clenching my cheeks on the day that I didn't take a trade the day before, and then now I'm like getting gun shy because it's been a little bit, and I'm like, I should have just fucking pulled the trigger like I did these last 2 days. So I didn't pull the trigger here, then it drops, it hits the overnight double bottom low here, right? And it also hits this previous day's low right here. And guess what I did? I said, oh, well, tomorrow's CPI, so let's try to buy the dip. So let's go to the 1 minute. My dumbass was like, oh, here's a shift in market structure. I'm going to get long. And so I got long right here, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me just take a really quick dub, and I will ride this up to this high here for a quick 2.5 to 1 risk reward. No big deal, I'll do it. And because I was fucking not trading the way I normally trade, anticipating that we might have chop because of CPI tomorrow, I missed out on the cleanest fucking round 2 setup. Look at this round 2 setup. This was a trade within a trade right here. Boom. Hit it again. Boom. Write it down. Write it down. This is another flag. This is a trend break. This is coming up for air and exhaustion. And then continuation, boys. You should be fucking slamming full dick, full nutsack to the brim size on this setup. Because eventually what happens is you get in initially here with your stop just above this recent high, and then it starts to work, and you're like, cool. And then it starts to pull back, and you're like, well, my target's way down here anyways, down in these lows. Just like today, right? And then you see this pullback, and it starts to flag again to the downside. Boom, full, massive, all big dick size as much as you can with the tightest risk that you can. Double down on your position. It's like when you play blackjack, right? And you get 2 kings. You can double down and split those bitches, right? Same thing here. Should have doubled down on this fucking thing. But again, I was being in my own head, and it happens, boys. It's just a reminder that I need to avoid the noise and like me thinking that, you know, oh, it's probably going to be chop just like the day before was chop, right? And I missed this entire fucking drop, boys. And it hurt, guys. I saw this thing all the way down here, right? And so what did I do? I was like, okay, I'm going to see if I can get in for another potential drop. And what did they do? They just fucked with me all day. I got short up in here, put my stop here, almost stopped me out, and I'm like, okay, cool. And it starts to go again down here. So here I am in desperation. I'm adding more to my position right in here, right? And I move my stops to this high, and I lower this stop to here. And I'm like, okay, let's go, boys, let's go. And what did they do? They rubber banded on me right here, and I fucking took all the money off right here, and I felt like a complete fucking idiot. Idiot, that's what it was. You're an idiot, Will. You missed the move. Go do other shit for the day. It's gonna save you money just to walk away. Accept that you missed this beautiful, clean move that you look for every day, and go do other shit. You'll get another setup. There will always be another fucking setup, okay? So I don't want to ramble on too long. It's my bad for not saving all these charts, but it is what it is. Here was CPI. They dropped it. I initially got short right in here at the open. Put my stop just above these highs. And I wrote it down for a quick dub underneath this low. And then on top of that, I was like, okay, well, let's go ahead and predict that this is the bottom. And what did I do? Go to the 1 minute like an idiot. I don't trade the 1 minute, but for whatever reason, I was trading the 1 minute this week. They dropped it down. It bounced, started to shift market structure. I got long here, and I was targeting these highs. And then it started to really work. I added more here. Right here, I added. Brought all my stops down to here. And I basically wanted to see this thing reclaim all of the CPI move, because CPI wiped out all these lows down in here. They wiped all the fucking lows, and they took all the liquidity, boys. They took out this low. This low was taken here. The NFP lows got wiped out. So I was thinking, oh, we're going to get a move that's like fucking dramatic to the upside that everyone wasn't ready for. Okay, like this was an overblown move. I was anticipating a push, and what happens when you anticipate? You're part of the 90% of traders that will fail. You need to react to price, okay? And then we got back to work. Here's Thursday, right here. Market's coming down. We have news event hit, boom. I see that we have this high they just took out. These highs they just took out, right? So what am I looking for? I'm looking for one of two things. I'm looking for some sort of pullback and then consolidate and go. Or, since we're completely fucking bearish right now on all the bigger picture time frames, I'm looking for sells, okay? So here we can see that this thing was pushing up very aggressively, very fucking fast. This was like a 300 point move within 20 minutes. And so what I see here, I was like, okay, if they snap this, I'm getting in short. So they snapped this here. I got in short. My stop was initially right above there. My target is down here. Actually, my stop was like right at high of day. And then this next candle started to aggressively push hard, and it's hard to explain it in hindsight, because while these 5 minute candles are forming, they're usually just kind of fucking around. Like, do you see how these candles here are kind of fucking around? They usually look like that at first, and then all of a sudden they start to really impulse quickly, and then you fucking sell more. So I added to the position. So I was short up here for this low. Then I went full fucking dick size right down in here, and I brought my stops on everything to the high of this candle here. This candle's high. Because this idea should work fast and it should break out quickly. If it comes down and wicks really hard, starts to push up, I'm out. I can always get back in. Like, let's say I get out prematurely and I'm like, this thing is soaking up. It's probably going to push today. I'll just get out for a small paper cut, and if it starts to fuck around and then go back down, then I'm going to hit that bitch with size on the way down as it's breaking out, which, you know, that didn't happen. We had a very smooth sailing, and then boom, this big drop. I got out right in here. And then what did I do? Whatever the fuck I wanted to do the rest of the day. It was only 10 o'clock, 7 o'clock my time in the morning. Fucking took my dog for a walk, made coffee, fucking just whatever the fuck I wanted to do, right? And that's the beauty of it. You have to walk away. I told the guys in the chat, like, I'm shutting down. I got the move I wanted. It's going even lower. Like, where I got out here, I saw it down in here, and I left $5,000 on the table. But that's not the plan. We had a target. We hit the target, and that's it. Just like today, we were waiting for our target and it never came. Let's say we tried to ride this thing even further down this day, up all the way back up the rest of the day. Hit your target, be happy with the money you made, and walk. Do not be a degenerate, right? Do not try to flip sides. Leave that shit to the professionals who, you know what I mean? They know how to do all that shit. For me, I'd rather just get the quick money and I'm out, right? I saw that we had this low sitting here, but below that, dude, it's fucking like the abyss, right? And so we moved on. Here was today. Yeah, this was today, right? We obviously talked about it. We got short here. Our stops were there. Then we added right here. Our stops were just above this recent lower high, and then we just rode it all the way down, and then we had this complete fuck around shit here. We're at the bottom, we're up 25k, up here we're only up 15k, back up to 25k. But if we would have hit down here, boys, that would have been payday. And I can't tell you how many times I've been in trades where I got out because I was just like, oh, I'm cool with that, whatever, knowing that I could have held longer and I didn't, and I felt so stupid. I've done that shit 100 times, okay? So I'm trying to maximize our winners on this challenge, and you can see here, this is a great example where I took the money, that was my target, walked away. Here, market was completely dropping her panties, and I was going to make her come 3 times. Okay, but we didn't make it to the 3rd time, all right, boys? But there's always next time. There's always next week. We'll catch you next Friday. And this week isn't that busy of a week. We do have interest rate decision coming up in about 3 weeks, 2 weeks from this Wednesday. So we should see some good volatility. I want to see the market actually come up for some air. Somewhere down in here and kind of rally up somewhere into this high or this high, okay? And then we should get some resistance up in here, and then maybe push even higher than that, right? Boom, and then go like this and really hit all-time highs again, or we reject here and we continue down to these lows and these lows here. So take it day by day, setup by setup. As time goes on, I will show you guys a little bit about how I'm switching things up. We're using Fibonacci retracements. We are using, exponential moving averages to make sure that we're aligning with the trend on the bigger picture, the 15-minute, the 5-minute, all this stuff. It all has to come together to plan out a trade idea and to also let a winning trade develop, and where you should get out. Okay, where you're like, okay, I've overstayed. The market's not going to go up anymore. The market's not going to go down anymore. It's time to pull the plug. But you better believe I'm going to go balls deep and maximize every opportunity, guys. Peace.